Coming live from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, this is All Sports with Gerardo. Thank you for watching another episode of All Sports. This is your host, Gerardo. Right now I'm out here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Right behind me is Xfinity Live. We're actually standing in the South Philadelphia Sports Complex. Right behind me is Xfinity Live. It's a sports bar. They have different foods and drinks. So if you come out to Philadelphia, I highly recommend that you check out Xfinity Live Philadelphia. Right behind Xfinity Live is Citizens Bank Park, the home of the Philadelphia Phillies, the Major League Baseball team. To the right of me over here in the distance is Lincoln Financial Field, which is the home of the Philadelphia Eagles, the NFL football team. And right behind me here in the distance is the Wells Fargo Center, which is the home of the Philadelphia 76ers, the NBA basketball team, and the Philadelphia Flyers, the NHL hockey team. So out here in the South Philadelphia Sports Complex, you got the Wells Fargo Center, which is the home of the 76ers and the Flyers. They both share the Wells Fargo Center. You got Lincoln Financial Field, the home of the Eagles, the NFL football team. You got Xfinity Live, the sports bar. And right behind Xfinity Live is Citizens Bank Park, which is the home of the Phillies, the Major League Baseball team. And out there in the distance, since we're in South Philadelphia and the airport's not too far from here in the distance, you got the downtown skyline and all the buildings of Philadelphia. So a great thing about Philadelphia with the South Philadelphia Sports Complex is Xfinity Live, Citizens Bank Park, Lincoln Financial Field, and the Wells Fargo Center is all in the same area. So they're definitely not hard to find. They're right off the highway, right behind me in the distance. And you can see all these stadiums right off the highway. They're definitely not hard to find. If you come out to Philadelphia, I would highly recommend that you come out here to the South Philadelphia Sports Complex. It's also going to depend on the time of year. And it'll depend on if the Phillies are playing, the Eagles are playing, or the 76ers or the Flyers are playing. But I would highly recommend that you come out here to Philadelphia and check out a Phillies game, an Eagles game, or a 76ers or a Flyers game. But one great thing about Philadelphia, whether you're from Philadelphia or you're a fan of any of the Philadelphia teams, this is definitely a great city to live in, especially if you're a sports fan and you're from Philadelphia. The Phillies are a great team right now. This past offseason, they acquired Bryce Harper. He's going to be here for more than a decade. He's going to be here for the next few years going into the future. It's a young team. They got Rhys Hoskins. They acquired JT Realmuto, Andrew McCutchen. They got Aaron Nola, Jake Arrieta. So they got a great starting lineup, a great starting rotation. They're a great young team. We got the Eagles here in Philadelphia. They got Carson Wentz, their young franchise quarterback. They signed him to a new contract. The Eagles won the Super Bowl just a few years ago when they knocked off the Patriots at the end of the game, but they won it with quarterback Nick Foles. Nick Foles has moved on to Jacksonville. He's going to be the Jaguars quarterback. But the Eagles believe Carson Wentz is their franchise quarterback. He got a new contract. It's a young Eagles team. They got a great roster. So they're definitely looking forward to making it back into the playoffs with Carson Wentz and possibly going back to the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl with Carson Wentz. So we're going to have to wait and see what the Phillies and the Eagles do. But they're definitely great teams. And don't forget about the 76ers over here. They're a great young team. They got Joel Embiid. They got Ben Simmons. They just signed Ben Simmons to a new max contract extension. The 76ers also signed Tobias Harris, to a max contract extension. The 76ers also acquired Al Horford during free agency this past month. So the 76ers are a great young team right now, and they're just going to keep getting better and better this season and going into the future. The 76ers have made it into the playoffs these last few years, and they're looking forward to making it back into the playoffs this season and possibly reaching and winning the NBA Finals this season or going into the future. So if you live here from Philadelphia or you root for any of the Philadelphia teams, it's a great time of year right now. The Phillies are playing great. They're a great team. The Eagles are a great team. And the 76ers are going to be a great team going into the future. So if you come out here to Philadelphia, I highly recommend that you check out Citizens Bank Park, Lincoln Financial Field, and the Wells Fargo Center. It'll just depend on the time of year. But you definitely got to check out Citizens Bank Park when the Phillies are playing. It's definitely a nice ballpark. And if you can't get tickets to Citizens Bank Park, Lincoln Financial Field, or the Wells Fargo Center, or you just want to go to a great sports bar and have some good food and some good drinks, I would highly recommend that you check out Xfinity Live here in Philadelphia. And if you're a sports fan, you got to come out here to Philadelphia and check out the South Philadelphia Sports Complex. Tune in to the next All Sports with Gerardo show next week. I want to say thank you to everybody that watches every episode of All Sports. Subscribe or like my pages on social media at All Sports with Gerardo. Until next time, this is Gerardo coming live from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.